Hi there guys and welcome back to another figure review. Next video we're going to be taking a look at another Terminator figure, but this time we'll be looking at a different line from the Funko Retro Style action figures, and today we'll be looking at this one. This is the T800 Ultimate action figure from a new line that has just been released. And before we take a look at the T800, we shall take a look at the display box that this one comes in. So we have, on the front we have the basic poster for the Terminator with the description that's usually included on the poster. If you want to read that, just pause the video now. And then of course you have the picture of Arnold with the laser sighting pistol and the Schwarzenegger logo at the top. And of course inside this, because the figure actually comes as sort of one of these kind of boxes, you have like sort of a flap. We have a picture of one style pose of the Terminator you can get, along with the main part of the packaging that he comes in. And then on the back you have a still, which looks like a still from the movie from his point of view, because he's got the lie target thing and all the descriptions that he has when as he comes through. There you go, you can see that there. And then you have the variations of the figure. So you got him when he's aiming the laser gun at Sarah. There when he's doing his hand reconstruction. That's from when he's in the police car and he has the shotgun. And that's from after Kyle shoots him and he grabs out the Uzi. So yeah, it's a really good display packaging for this figure, and definitely worth picking up. You get it on the side as well there, as well as the same here. So that is the packaging this one comes in. So now look at the figure. There are several versions you can get this figure into. So I'm going to start with this on here. This is the basic Noir Terminator, which is basically from the first act of the movie, really, because after he steals the clothes off the punks, well, I think he steals this jacket off the guy who he doesn't initially kill, but then he steals the boots and the trousers off one of the other ones. I think someone played by Bill Paxton, he does that too. And I also like how they've gone into putting the chains that are on the left boot. He does that in the movie. It's always the identifiable spot. You notice that when you first see him with them on. You also get a good amount of accessories with this figure. First off, you get the 45 long slide with laser sighting, as he says that when he's at the store. So you get and they've sculpted that really well and accurately to make it look like the gun it actually is, and it's actually fitted well to fit onto Arnold's hand. Then of course you got the jacket, which isn't removable, unfortunately, but you get the detail on the shirt that he stole from the punk. And then of course you got his fingerless gloves that he also takes to look like an assassin. Another feature that was included with this figure was he actually had the chain as well that came off this, but when I took this out of the packaging, the chain snapped off, and I tried my best to put it back on and just couldn't, so I just thought and just took it off completely. So it was a shame that had to happen, but I really don't mind. It probably makes it a bit better to display. And of course the facial likeness is really well sculpted. You actually get 3 versions of the face. I will show you the other 2 in a minute, but this is the first one, which is the original face that he arrives in 1984 with. This is also the face he has in Genesis when his original counterpart arrives, before Pops kills him, well, just defeats him. And then of course you got the big detail of all the studs on the back of his coat, as well as on the right arm there. So again, that's really good. That's a really good figure display. So I'll go through one of the other guns that goes with this version of the figure, and that is this one here. Is the Uzi 9mm, as he says that in the movie before he shoots the store owner. There we go. Because he has this one right after Kyle Reese shoots him early on in the movie, and he tries to use it to stop Kyle, but ends up shooting 2 people at the bar instead. Of course, he drops this gun right after he's shot out of the window, and it is replaced later on with a different gun. Then again, another really good accessory to give with the figure. That's the first one, and the next one I'll go through the interchangeable heads. So we'll start with this next head. So this other one here is the head he gets, because right before Sarah and Kyle get into one of the cars, you see Kyle shoot another nearby car as he's there, and part of him is burnt by it. You notice when he jumps onto the bonnet of the car that Sarah and Kyle are in, his hair has changed from that to that. So I'll just change them around now. Yeah, they're easily removable heads, so you can just take them off like that. And now you can switch them around. Just get this in. There we go. There. So that's him now with the new head, after he has been standing next to an exploding car. Of course, he continues to chase Kyle and Sarah in a police car, and when he's in the police car, he also grabs a shotgun that was in there, so which is also added to the figure collection. Figures accessories. I can just get this on his hand. There we go. So he has that when he's in the police car, because if you remember, he uses one of these, and Kyle Reese also uses one of these, but with a sawn off at the end, because they're driving underneath the tunnel, and at one point as they're doing it, Arnie gets shot in the eye, so his eye, and that's another accessory that's included with this. That is the bullet eye Terminator head, which can be switched out. I'll just zoom in a little bit on these so you can see him better. So that is the, after, as you can see, it's very, very similar. There's just a few blood stains from where the eye is shot at compared to this. Then of course he ditches a shotgun and crashes the car before escaping. So that is him with this. And there's another version of this figure which I'm going to change this to now, but because this takes quite a fair while to do, I shall cut off the camera and I shall get back to you once I've changed it. So I'll see you in a sec, guys. Okay, now I'm back. So what else this figure comes with is the partially severed hand. Well, sort of, he cuts the arm open after he has a bullet wound in the arm, and you actually have the detail of the inside of that. You have the gears that is used to control his fingers. So like how we have nerves in our like sort of veins down at this bit of our hand that allows it to move. So he has that down there, which makes sure, which he then cleans out. Because if you remember in the movie, he goes back to the hideout he had, and he cuts open the side of his arm with a scalpel, which is included there. Because you get a second hand, because the original one for the figure was just a fist, so you can switch them out for this open hand here. This is actually the first time I've actually been able to successfully get that hand in there, because it's not actually clicked, never actually clicked into place each time. But yeah, you get two pairs of forceps for the character to cut open the side of his arm and check it. And then of course you get the bullet damaged eye, because you remember in the movie he cuts out the eye and he switches it out for a pair of shades, which he then wears when he goes to the police station and the Tiki Motel. The hand is easily switch outable with the original right arm, so you can switch them around and have him back in battle phase. Because of course you remember in the movie he actually switches out, he actually changes his clothes as well in this scene. He changes from this grey jacket and his trousers, he changes from them to a brighter pair of trousers and a black leather jacket, and then he uses that when he's in the police station. There is a version of that figure out there as well, so and I am going to try and get that and get a review of that put up as well, so we can compare them both together. But that's this version of the figure, and it's a really good way you can have the figure the way you want it on the shelf, because I usually display him with the original head and the pistol hand with the 45 long slide with laser sighting, and then of course you have and then I also have the choice of the Uzi 9mm, which I might put into the other hand now. But yeah, that's the Terminator from the Ultimate action figure. So I'm absolutely chuffed to bits though to have this figure in my collection. The minute I saw it available on Star Action Figures, I kind of decided I want this. I'm going to try and get it whenever I can, and I picked it up another couple of days ago at Forbidden Planet, and you can, like, the figure itself cost me £28, but if it was a figure on its own, I wouldn't be up for the money. But with the amount of accessories that come with it, you've got like 3 figures in one with this. You've got basic Terminator, fire damaged Terminator, and battle damaged Terminator. So you got a good amount of accessories. You can do several scenes from the first half of the film with this already. Like, you can have him in several poses from all these scenes. I might just switch out these again so you can see the original one. Actually, I'll just keep it as this because you've seen the other one. You can just jump back in the video if you want to see it again. But that is the Ultimate Action Figure Terminator. I'll do a quick run of the articulation now. Quickly, we have a ball jointed head, ball hinged shoulders, ball hinged elbows. There's normally swivel wrists on this, but because this arm is the switched out one, there's no articulation further down. Swivel waist, ball hinged hips, ball hinged knees, and swivel ankles. Not really. Actually, there's a little bit of a hinge at the ankle, but not very much of one. So yeah, it's a really well designed figure. Now, I give props to the creators. I think it's NECA or whatever that's called. They're really, I'll give props to them. They've done a great bit of work into this, and I think it was worth every penny I paid for it. So yeah, if you're a Terminator fan, you want to get these in your collection, do pick this one up. I cannot recommend it more than I already have. So, and I'm going to try and pick up the police station T800 as well, so we can have both of them. And I think there's a Terminator 2 version out there where it'll have the minigun and the rocket launcher. So I'm going to see if I can hunt around and see if one of them ever turns up in the shops or anything like that, and I can have that to review in the collection as well. But I hope you enjoyed looking at my Ultimate T800. I'll zoom back in on him. So yeah, and I shall be back with some more reviews very soon. I've got a few more figures in my room that I haven't already reviewed yet, so I shall get them done, and I shall see you next time. The Terminator, or Arnie. Again, this is a really good figure, and this was again one of the really rare ones to find. Like, I never found this in a brick and mortar store. I had to look online for this, and eventually he appeared on Star Action Figures, and I kind of just bought it without blinking.